This is John Paul Wright. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. This here is a throwback from Pop Topic from June 3rd, 2021, and I think it's good timing. It's about a month before the Virginia trial for Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, and some people might be thinking, was it speculated what could happen to Amber if she loses, if these crimes she's committed get out in the open? So that's what this article's about. So I thought it was pretty relevant considering the timing. Amber Heard will face multiple felony charges if she loses trial, and I gotta say, I think Pop Topic hopes she does, because they are pretty pro Johnny. Then they say Amber Heard and her co-conspirators will face multiple felony charges if she loses her upcoming Johnny Depp defamation trial in 2022. Now here's the thing to think about. You know, Io Tillett and Rocky Pennington and Josh Drew and Eve Barlow and these people who defended her, they can't defend themselves against charges in the same way Amber can. And there's speculation that Amber's played Monopoly and drank hot chocolate with some, big fish up on top, CEOs. We know she's been with Elon Musk, but her friends haven't. So they could get charged with things and they couldn't squirm their way out of it as easy as Amber possibly could and possibly might. So they start off by saying that even though it's just a defamation case, it's just a civil case, the thing is, like what happened with the rehash of the perjury charges from Australia, this case will bring out criminal, or I should say, expose criminal activity, so that might trigger off some other possible cases or other possible charges for whoever, Amber, her friends, whoever actually committed the wrongdoing. So they remind us, just like Miss Heard's perjury in the UK ended in a federal investigation by the Department of Agriculture in Australia, the evidence submitted to the Virginia courts next summer will most likely end in an FBI investigation into Heard right here in the US, they added, and it should. That seems logical and rightful. And like I said, they're pretty pro Johnny. Big red letters up there. Johnny will win. And they remind us that even though this is a libel trial, a defamation trial, and a civil case, I might add that it could still bring out evidence to prosecute Heard or her friends for other crimes, which is pretty exciting actually, because hey, if they deserve to be prosecuted and found out and pay the price for those crimes, it's only fair. Then they go on to say, being found guilty of defamation is the least of Heard's worries right now. She's looking at several major felony charges and could spend the next 5 years in prison, which we've heard quite a few times over the last few years. She'll be 40 when she gets out and her career would be over. So yeah, I mean, not for nothing, and 35, 36, 37, even 40 is not an old person. That's not old, but for somebody who wants to be an A-list actress in Hollywood, you're past your prime. Someone who wants to be a model, you're past your prime. So, I'm not saying, by any means, it's old. I'm in my 40s, but I'm saying for someone who wants to be what she wants to be, well, then it's not exactly the age you can start a career at, as far as Hollywood acting and A-list stuff. Maybe comedians, things like that, but not someone who wants to use their looks and sexuality and stuff like Amber does. I mean, I'm assuming she does based on what I see. So tax evasion and charity fraud are what they bring up right away. And tax evasion, nobody likes, man. I mean, it's not like Amber's played Monopoly and drank hot chocolate with people in the government and the IRS. So her connections and getting out of that might be pretty thin. I mean, that stuff is pretty strict, man. The government does not really play softball with too many people over taxes. That's what they want. That's what they get from people of all levels of richness. So it will be really hard for Amber Heard to sip her way out of that one with hot chocolate. Okay, I said that too many times in this video, but I think you guys get the message and what I'm really trying to say. They also remind us that the ACLU was involved and it exploited the whole system and it really lowers trust overall in the ACLU. Just knowing they were involved, how can you trust him after this with anything? I can't. So anyway, like I said, that's the basic thing I wanted to recap, is that she could possibly face 5 years in prison if everything goes right, meaning it's fair, meaning she gets a sentence for her crimes. Tax evasion, felony charges, aside from what she'd be facing publicly for being exposed as a liar about the abuse. You guys, let me know what you think down below. Doing shoutouts, special thanks, things like that. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you consider it and still don't subscribe, I guess it'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.